a pioneer of the present, the youngest of legends. It has always been my focus as an artist. I now live in a very ambiguous space. Creating relevant art is still front of my mind, but I also want to celebrate and relish the 30 years of hard work that has gone into every moment. I never really took the time to enjoy any of the work because I've always thought about the next thing. You sell 1.1 million units in a week or become one of the only R&B artists to have an album that went diamond. Okay, what's next? 100 sold out shows in Las Vegas. Okay, what's next? The most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever. Okay, what's next? I had a change of mindset and I'm really learning to not be so concerned about the future. Not that it doesn't matter, but I can enjoy the present. I've arrived at this very fortunate place in my life and my career where my past is being celebrated in my present. And much of that celebration is rooted in this one album, Confessions, the album that changed everything for me and for R&B. This is Usher, or Usher Raymond IV, and these are my words in music and Audible Original. All right, let's go back to 2003. I'm coming off my third album, 8701, and I'm asking myself, okay, what's next? 8701 showed the world that I wanted to elevate my artistry and that I was really serious about pushing R&B forward. Now, I don't know if this was a genius idea or a bit narcissistic on my behalf, but I was trying to brand the letter U in this album. That is, before it was called 8701. I titled the project, All About You. This was my way of bringing you closer to me and the man I was becoming. I don't know how brilliant of an idea it actually was. All About You sound like a pretty cool brand, but the reality is I'd gotten to the place where I felt like I'd earned the autonomy to push my producers into my creative instead of the other way around. And that was a grand step for me as a young artist. I was now 25 years old, quite far from the teenager the world met with my debut and my breakout sophomore follow-up my way. I was looking to be taken serious as a young man. I think that's why I was so adamant about branding my initial U. I mean, I had chains, as it was a suggestion of JD when I first started, to have something that people would remember me for, a U chain. I mean, everybody was wearing chains, but for an R&B artist to have a sign, a signal, it was like the bat sign in the air or something like that, right? But it was my U, and it was putting a stamp on me as an artist. It was looking towards the future, towards legacy. But who are you? That was the question I kept getting while talking to people around me about what was next. I hated that question, largely because I couldn't grasp it. I'm like, the fuck you mean? Who am I? I'm a hardworking showman motivated by my commitment to the culture and preservation of our art form. I was an artist merging the gap between R&B and hip hop, and not just musically, but also culturally in the way I dressed, what I expressed, the kind of dances I incorporated in my visual storytelling. Everything was about a brand, about an idea, about representing R&B and hip hop. The more I got that question, the more I realized I was a man trapped in my own public image. That transition from being a teenager to an adult, it isn't easy to do when the world is watching. And the learned behavior of working with a team of people to convey my creativity caused me to not always be certain about what I was going after beyond striving for excellence in my craft. However, in trying to make the most polished R&B, I was leaving a little space for myself to express any raw vulnerability in my art. And I thought, it's time to change it. Privacy was vital for me. I only wanted to be known as a showman,
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.